welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Candice and this is Everything Beauty with Candice B. Alright y'all, so it is almost fall time. It's not quite there yet. It'll be here in a few weeks. It's still early September, but Starbucks has their pumpkin spice lattes out, so it might as well be fall. So I'm going to show you how I got this look right here with my green smoky eye and my Fall Perfect Plum lips. So if you're new here, we talk about everything beauty, from makeup, nails, skincare, hair, anything that has to do with beauty and feeling beautiful. This is what we talk about on this here channel. So if that sounds like you, make sure you're subscribing to this channel. Also hit those notification bells so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And now let's get started. So the fall time is where I live my best life. It is my favorite season. So to kick off the fall makeup looks, I'm thinking of doing like a green eye with like a little brown on the outer corners. So let's get into it and see what I come up with. So to even out my eyelids, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer, and I'm using the shade 70NY. And I just place it all over my lids. I'm going to even it out with a sponge and then lay some setting powder on top. I'm using the Mercier translucent setting powder in the shade Honey. I'm almost out of it. I love this color. This just creates the perfect canvas for eyeshadow to go on top, and it keeps my eyes from creasing. I don't bake my eyes, I just... Girl, it's a fly in here, hold on. Okay, I think I got him. So, back to the makeup. So I decided on a green look and realized I did not really have any green eyeshadows in my makeup collection, but I did find this palette here, and I think it's from Unicorn Gang Beauty or something. Unicorn Beauty. And I don't know the name of the palette, but I got this as a Christmas gift from my bestie, and it has these shades in it, and thank goodness it has the exact green that I want to use. And the name of the shade is called Moss. So I'm going to put this all over my lid. Girl! This fly got to get up out of here. Get out. Whew. This fly getting on my nerves. So I'm picking up my Morphe M505 brush, and I'm going to dip into the Moss shade and just start by placing this all over my lid. I want this to be a little bit darker, so I think she's going to need a little bit of help. So I'm going to use some setting spray and spray my brush so we can make the green a little bit like darker, more pigmented. So I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Spray today. I haven't used it in a while because the scent is just so strong, but I'm ready to use this up so I can just get rid of it. I don't think I would buy it again until she comes out with a fragrance-free version. The setting spray does work really good, but girl, this grandma's purse scent is a little bit too strong for me. Alright, so I have the Moss shade all over my lids and a little bit going into my crease area. So now I need a dark brown shade. This one doesn't have it, so I need to pull out another palette. And I'm going to use the Jackie Aina palette. And I'm going to use the shade Credit on the outer corners of my eyes. And Jackie's palette is such a black girl staple. Jackie really put her foot in this palette. This palette is perfect for brown girls. All the shades are super melanated and perfect for brown skin tones. So I'm going to be using the color or the shade Credit. So it's here. I'm going to be using the shade Credit on the outer corners of my eyes and blend it into the green eyeshadow. I'm still using the same brush because I don't like to use a bunch of different brushes when I'm doing my eye looks. So whenever I'm putting on eyeshadow, I just start from the lightest to the darkest. So whenever I'm putting on my outer corner colors, I like to just stamp it on the outer corner of my eye and then blend it out to soften the edges. Try not to go up too high into your brow bone with this dark shade because you don't want to be looking all crazy. You're just trying to keep it towards the outer corners of your eyes. just to give your eyes a little bit of definition. And the way that I blend is I just try to do little circular motions on the outer corners of the shadow so that you don't have those harsh lines. And I just keep blending until it looks soft. Okay, so this is what we're looking like, and that credit almost starts to look almost like a black to me. So I like to lighten it up, and I really think like green and pink together is so cute. So we about to try something. I'm gonna be using the shade Supreme. I'm gonna dip into that just a little bit, not a lot. And I'm gonna blend that into the brown just a little bit on the outer sides of the brown. Just to give a little bit of extra kind of something. You won't see the pink too much, but I think it just gives it a little extra oomph. Okay, so that's gonna be it for the eyeshadow part. Now I'm gonna do a winged liner just to elevate it just a little bit more, and we're gonna add on some lashes. Let me get my liner. Where is my liner? So for my liner, I'm gonna be using the Benefit Roller Lash, and this is a mini size that I got, I don't know, so long ago. It's the only one that I have left that's not all dried out. I would normally use the Fenty Beauty eyeliner or Beauty Bakerie's eyeliner, but I ain't got no more. So we rolling with her today. And I am not an expert at liner at all, so I'm gonna be a little bit quiet when I'm doing this. But I learned how to do my liner from Maya Galore. It's basically just drawing a line up from the corner of your eyes, adding a little dot to the center where you want the liner to meet, and then drawing that line. And then once you're done drawing that line, you'll clean it up with concealer and make it look extra pretty. Because I have little eyes, I don't put my liner all the way to the inner corner of my eyes. I just think it really closes off my eyes and makes them look smaller than what they are. So I always stop my liner probably about 3/4 of the way towards my inner eye. And once I put on my lashes, you won't even know the difference anyway. So now I have my eyeliner on, and I know it's looking a little bit ratchet, but it's gonna get cleaned up with concealer once I put on my foundation and stuff, and it's gonna look a lot better. Before I get into my foundation and concealer, I'm gonna put on some mascara, and today I'm using Maybelline the Falsies. This is one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. I should have gotten the waterproof one though, because I have allergies, and when my eyes water, this stuff gets all over my face, but we're not gonna water today. I'm just gonna speak it into existence. So I'm just gonna put on a little mascara before I put on my lashes, because I like for my lashes to have somewhere to sit. So I always put mascara on my lashes before I put on my fake lashes. All right, so my mascara's on, and for my lashes, I'm gonna be using the Ardell Naked Lashes in the shade 421. I don't have the packaging anymore, but did I say shade? In the number 421. I don't have the packaging anymore, but y'all can find it. Ardell Naked Lashes, and I'll link it down below. So now we can get into the foundation and concealer, and we can start cleaning up this liner that I got, because she is looking kind of rough right now, but she gonna get cute. Just give me a second. Just stay with me. So I already put on my moisturizer and eye cream, but I haven't put on my SPF yet. So I'm gonna be using the Neutrogena Clear Face Oil-Free SPF 50. And I just like to put a little dab of it. Ooh, my hands are dirty. Let me wash my hands. Okay, so I'm gonna put this SPF on, and I just need a little dab and spread it all over my face just to make sure we are protected from the sun. I love how that rubs in, but look how greasy I'm looking. It's okay though. We're gonna put on this matte foundation, and it's gonna take care of that. The next step for me is primer, and today I'm gonna be using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This came out in 2018, and everybody was just going crazy for it. And then once that Milk Hydro Grip primer came out, all of the hype for Tatcha just went away. But I still have some, so I want to be able to use it up. So we gonna use this today. For the foundation today, I'm using the TooFaced Born This Way. There's an undetectable medium to full coverage foundation. And it's the original one. It's not the matte one that came out, I think, a year or two ago. I don't remember. Just put a couple pumps on the back of my hand. And then I like to dot it all over my face. This is looking kind of orange, but we'll we'll work it out. But I like to dot it all over my face so that my sponge doesn't suck up all of my foundation. So now I'm gonna blend it all out, and I'm using the DSMD shop sponges. I love these sponges. It's one of my favorite sponges to use when I'm doing my makeup. She's looking a little orangey to me. This may not be my shade anymore. I did get some color over the weekend. I was out in the streets. It's okay though. We're gonna make it work, because that is what women of color are used to doing anyway, is making it work. So I'm not a big fan of this color. I'm about to try and fix it. I'm gonna just put another foundation on top because I don't want to wash this off. So let's just put some Nars Natural Radiant Longwear foundation on top. I use the shade Macao, and maybe that'll just even it out. But I think once I put on like my concealer and my bronzer, all will start to work out. It'll be fine. When I put my foundation on, I try to avoid my under eye area just because I don't want to put too much product underneath my eyes because my eyes crease so bad, y'all. So this is still not like the shade I would prefer, but it's gonna work. I'm not going anywhere today. I just wanted to play in some makeup before I started work, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. All right, so this is what we're looking like now. I have on 2 layers of medium to full coverage foundation, so I'm looking very, very full. It's okay, we're gonna fix it. So now I'm gonna go back to my Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer in the shade 70 NY. And I'm just gonna place my concealer in all the points where I want a little bit of highlight. And I like this shade because it's not too bright. It's really only maybe a shade or 2 lighter than my natural skin tone. So it just gives me a natural look. Whenever I put on my concealer, I always like to put it under my eyes, on my chin. I just started putting it above my lips. I just feel like it gives my lips an extra little, I don't know, but I feel like it looks better. And when I put it on my under eyes, I try to only stay in this little area here because when I blend, it usually blends up and out anyway. And then also I need to fix my concealer, so I'm going to be using my Morphe concealer brush. It's just a little flat concealer brush, and then I'll just take a little bit off of the concealer wand, and I'm going to clean up this little liner that I have here because she's looking pretty ugly. So I'm just going to sharpen it up and just go in like this and go really slow and create a line. So let me just stop talking. There we go. That looks a lot better. Nice and sharp. Let me get the other side. Okay, so the liner is sharpened up. So now I'm just going to blend out. I like to blend my under eyes last. I just feel like I need it to sit a little bit longer so that you'll have a little bit more full coverage when you blend it out. I just like to make sure I get that concealer all around my mouth just because I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation and it's just a little bit darker around my mouth area. So I blended out the forehead. You can see it's like highlighted but not too highlighted. It's perfect for just a natural everyday look. I just want to make sure I blend the concealer area into the foundation so there's no lines of demarcation. So now I'm just going to blend out the under eyes, and then just letting that concealer sit there just for a little bit just gives me a lot more coverage just because it's had a chance to dry down. Now blending around my eyeliner area, I just want to be careful not to go over the actual liner. I just want to make sure the liner stays sharp. So I blend all the way up, and then I'll use the side of the blender just to make sure the concealer is blending into the foundation. I didn't really like the maple color of the TooFaced foundation. I'll have to find another shade, but it's coming out. It's getting somewhere. So now let me powder down because my under eyes crease so fast, and I don't want this concealer to crease before I have a chance to set it. So now I'm going back to my Laura Mercier, and I'm just going to use just a little bit. I'm not baking. I'm just going to press this powder in to the under eye area just to stop the creasing. I try not to bake just because baking, you'll end up seeing a lot of texture on your skin and it just really dries out the under eye area. Now we just put my powder on my forehead and everywhere else that I put concealer, just to set that down. I don't really worry about setting my foundation too much because I'm also gonna go in with my bronzer, and I like to bronze everywhere. I know it's the fall time and we're not gonna have that summertime look anymore, but I'm bronzy all year long. For bronzer today, I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer, and I'm using the shade Mahogany. I'm using this brush right here. It's from BH Cosmetics. It's an old brush. It has a domed head, so I just like to dip into my palette and place my bronzer where I would normally do my contour. So I don't really contour too much anymore unless I'm going out at night, but this is supposed to be like a daytime look. So I just place bronzer in the areas where I would place my contour, so on my forehead, and it's just the perimeter of my face. And when I'm placing my bronzer, I do like to just pat it down and then blend it out. And because I'm not going for that sculpted look, I don't really care too much. Well, I do care, but I try to just keep the bronzer towards the perimeter of my face, but I don't really care if it gets a little bit too low because I like that bronzy look. It's one of my favorite things to put on. So now that bronzer just added that dimension back to my face that I needed. So now I'm gonna get my nose area and then we'll put on some blush. I'm gonna use the same palette, and I have a Morphe M535 brush. Just dip into the palette just a little bit and then just place some bronzer down the bridge of my nose. Or not the bridge, or like the side of the nose. Just so my nose has a little definition too. So I just like to draw a little line, bring it up into the brow area a little bit, and then blend it out. Now for blush, my favorite fall time blush is by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and it's their Primer Infused blush, and it's in the shade Always Spicy. So it's kind of like my skin tone, but a little bit rosy, which is like the perfect fall type of blush shade. So I'm just gonna put that on the apples of my cheeks. And it's a matte blush, so it just gives me a little extra oomph. All right, so this is what we're looking like. I'm gonna add a little bit of color to my under eye. So I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil, and I'm using the shade Demolition. And like I said with liner, I never put my liner all the way to the inner corners of my eyes because I don't wanna close off my eyes. They're little enough. I don't wanna make them any smaller than what they already are. So I'm just gonna put this on my waterline, and I'm only gonna go maybe halfway. There we go. That just adds a little bit more drama to this eye look and makes it look a lot more finished. I really don't like putting mascara on my bottom lashes just because it always looks so weird. It looks all spidery and stuff, so it's not really my thing. Every once in a while I will, but today we not. Now I'm just gonna finish it off with some setting spray, and then we'll get into the lippies. I use the Huda Beauty Resting Ball Space. Scent is just so strong, girl. Oof. But she gonna get used up in this household. So with this green on my eyes, I don't want to put on a red lip, even though that's my favorite color to wear. I don't want to look like Christmas. I want to look like fall. So I'm gonna go with more of like a dark mauve color, and I'm using this one. It's the Sephora brand, and it's in the shade 24. I'm not sure if they still sell this. If it's discontinued, I sincerely apologize, but I love this shade. It's the perfect like mauve color for brown skin tones, and it just looks beautiful as a fall lip look. I said mauve, but I think I would probably classify this as plum, but I love this color. So I think I want a little sheen on top of my lips, so I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine Sheer lipsticks, and it's in the shade Retro Rose. I just want a little bit of shimmer to my lips, so I'm just going to place that on top of my lippy, and that's what she looking like. So if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all give me a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And then here's another one. If you guys want to watch another one, just watch another video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.